So I don't know what to do anymore. That's my title for this. It seems like everything we try to do in this world is just going to turn to ash anyway. So what's the point, right? We've been running a ministry trying to help people, and it seems like people don't want help. Well, they don't want God's kind of help anyway. They'd rather run to the AMA, the American Murderers Association, so they can have a slow, miserable death, or maybe a fast, miserable death. In any event, it's always a miserable death when you go to the AMA. How do we know this? We've been seeing our entire family being murdered by the American Murderers Association over the past, I'm not even going to count how many years, but virtually every family member that has died in recent years has been due to the negligence, the purposeful evil, it feels like sometimes, of this establishment that's supposed to be there to help people. And while they're good at some things, like broken wrists and things like that, when it comes to your life and end of life situations, it almost seems like there's an agenda to push you out as fast as possible. Just like they want you out of that bed as fast as possible so they can get another paying customer into that bed as fast as possible. Yeah, anyway, I'm beside myself with recent family members' deaths due to the medical establishment poking holes in them and doing things to them that should never have been done, didn't need to be done, all for the sake of, again, the agenda of making money off, profiting off the misery and death of human beings. So that's been what's on my mind lately. But as far as the I don't know what to do anymore is, like I said, it seems like everything is just worthless to even try to do. We get stopped pretty much every time we do try to start something, and this latest debacle, fiasco, conundrum situation. We were given a place to use for a wellness facility, and it's the most horrible possible building that we've been in for almost ever. I've been around the world, even Russia, Fiji, third world country stuff, and just unbelievable that somebody in this day and age in America who has property, either themselves, their own ignorance, negligence, or whatever, or renters doing it on purpose or ignorance or whatever. I don't even understand what's in people's heads anymore, because this building was so neglected. And the funny thing about it is the way that they layer everything in these manufactured homes. A leak can hide for months, years even, seems like. People that are oblivious and brain dead anyway. I'm an OCD, PTSD, combat engineer, maintenance freak. I have to stay on top of everything, because I know after doing this for 40 years or more, seeing what happens in this world, where the Bible says moth and rust destroy. And basically, paraphrasing, a lazy person will let their roof leak and ruin the dwelling, and then they soon won't have a place to live at all. And this is what's happening in a lot of these buildings around here. Is people are poor, yes, but it's just laziness. Look around look what you're living in. If you see a problem, do the best you can to fix it. I see roofs leaking with bowls for years. They're catching the leak with a bowl inside, and that water's going everywhere up there, rotting everything out, and eventually the roof caves in. It gets to the floor, rots the subfloor out, and then you fall through the floor. At the cost of what it is nowadays to repair things, you'd think people would be a little more savvy about trying to make sure their stuff's not falling apart, but they're not. And so anyway, this building we got, black mold everywhere, rotten floors everywhere, that there was water, and there was water in a lot of places. We just found another leak. We found several more leaks, but we found another leak yesterday where the small bathroom kitchen, or small bathroom sink, lavatory faucet was leaking internally and dropping down inside the cabinet. Well, if you never open that cabinet and look in there, you'd never know it. Again, while it was active. And a lot of people would assume it's just the drain that was leaking, but it wasn't. It was the faucet leaking up and through the fake outside pot metal, hollow, for looks only, whatever you want to call the outside, the shell of this thing. But it was leaking, the plumbing was leaking inside and going down inside the cabinet, and you couldn't see it. Again, unless you're looking for it, and I look for it all the time because I know this thing these things happen all the time. And even when I design and build something new, I make sure that it's done in such a way that it fixes some of these issues that are inherent in kitchens and bathrooms. That everything's hidden and nobody looks, and a lot of people will throw a bunch of stuff underneath their sink and knock the plumbing loose and not even think about it, because it wasn't designed properly, wasn't built properly. And again, I'm off on a tangent here, but back to that, I don't know what to do. So now we've got invested a lot of money in this thing that's not even ours, that we're trying to get to where it's functional, so we can start this wellness program for people. They come and stay with us for 2 weeks, and within that 2 weeks they learn and they build new skills for how to organize their lifestyle so that they aren't causing themselves more misery, pain, and their early death by their choices, basically. And so we try to bring them back to what the original intent was, that we were supposed to partake of every herb bearing seed. To you it shall be for food. Every herb bearing seed, to you it shall be for food. Every herb, plants, greens, chlorophyll. Yes, fruits in the beginning, but that was before sin came in and we needed a cleanser for our blood. And I can run off the rails there's so many ways I can run off the rails with this video, this conversation I'm trying to have with anybody that's willing to listen, which I guess from my previous videos would be about two to 5 people maybe on average. There's something about my videos that just never go anywhere, and I try to give stuff that's actually worth something to people, impart some of my wisdom of nearly 60 years of being on this planet. And my wife and I have both been through a lot of stuff that we could share that would help a lot of people, but it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm doing this video knowing that it's probably for nothing, but I feel moved that I need to put this stuff out there. So maybe someday in the future I see videos that have been out there for 15 years, and finally get traction. So maybe sticking this out in the ether, God forbid it's 15 years, because I don't think we got 15 years, and that's a whole nother conversation. This video is going to go as part of my Who Killed Kenny addendum, I guess. I'm just adding stuff onto it now because the book itself is pretty much worthless if nobody's going to pay any attention to it. And so now this is just a compendium of things that I have to say for anybody that's ever wants to look at them. And maybe after I'm dead, maybe somebody will watch it. Somebody will pick up on something. I don't know. So again, I don't know what to do. I'm doing this, but I'm really tired of working on stuff that just keeps falling apart. I'm tired of dealing with people that don't listen. They have no comprehension whatsoever. They don't understand. They're so enamored with Babylon that they couldn't possibly understand the stuff that we understand right now. I can't give it to them. It's taken us years to get to this point where we can. I'm not saying I'm okay with any of it, but I'm enduring till Jesus decides to show up and sort this mess out, because everything from the environment to the political realm to the religious realm, humans, there's something different now, and it's ruined our ability to communicate, to receive communication. Everybody's got their own truth. Well, that works for me. You know, I'm glad that works for you, but it won't work for me. What? There's certain things out there that work for everybody, like drinking water. That works for everybody if you drink it, and it's good water. Now, you can drink bad water. You can drink black water. Green water. We've got all kinds of colored and flavored waters out there, but that's not water. That's water with stuff in it that your body's going to need water to flush out, and the stuff that's in it takes more water to flush out than the water that's with it. So you're trying to climb an escalator that goes down. So you got to work harder. And it's not just about water. Our entire life is ruled by entropy. And entropy is an escalator going down continuously. So you have to climb, you have to fight, you have to walk against the tide that continually pushes down. And I'm feeling it here lately. I'm getting pushed down, and so I have to figure out how I'm gonna get some energy to start climbing a little. So we pray, you know, God help us, Father in heaven, in Jesus Christ's name, please. I ain't telling you what to do or how to do it. I just know we need help, and you know what's best. And so we're gonna leave it in your hands to motivate us to do something worth doing. Because right now, nothing feels worth doing to me. Nothing. I can improve things, like looks of things, function of things, but that takes energy. And if you don't have the energy to run the machine can't run. Money is a big energy allowance, I guess you might say. I mean, if you have money, you can actually buy things to do things with. If you don't have money, you have to have personal energy and motivation to do something with virtually nothing, or trash, or whatever you can find. Because it's got to be, you don't have any money, you got to, you know what I mean? How do you create anything without material? We're not God. We don't create from nothing. We have to have something to create with. And I am a creator, made in the image of my Father. And so we try to create spaces that are worth being in. That are functional. We try to, and fun, if possible, which I have fun stuff. And even that, you know, it's like, oh, well, you got nothing to do. Maybe you can just have fun. No, I can't have fun because I feel guilty. You know, I went through all the trouble to create something, and then I can't even enjoy it because even though God is a God of pleasures forevermore, and that's later in heaven, it's going to be a lot better than what it is here. Because everything fun here is eventually not fun anymore. Again, especially if it turns into work. I just saw a video of a guy, you know, he's into cars. Oh, let's be a mechanic. Well, that just ruined the fun for you, because now you're going to hate cars. And he admits this, you know, after 15 years in the business, he hates working on cars now. You know, he's burned out. I was there in the 90s, burned out from working on cars. I still got cars I got to work on. I have old cars that I have to work on. I don't want anything new because I don't want to learn anything new that I have to fix. So I try to get cars that don't need fixed, or I can already know ahead of time what's going to go wrong with them. And it's the simpler fixes, not these new electronic cars that require all kinds of expensive equipment and lots of time to diagnose. And I've even had brand new cars be lemonized by the dealers who don't even know how to fix them with all the training they've been given and all the access to the tools and materials they've been given and the rules they've been given for fixing things under warranty and how to make money. It's always about the money, never about service, which my wife and I are about service. And we're poor because we didn't focus on the money, we focused on the service. And we're still here today, jobless, homeless, living in a cow pasture in a 65 square foot camper. Now we've expanded. We've got a little bedroom over across the way, so that you can see it on one of the other videos if you want to watch it. But I'm apologizing for this kind of bouncing all over the place, but I feel like I don't have anybody to talk to per se, other than my wife. There's people in our church, friends and everything, that you can have conversations with, but you cannot, I don't know, it just, again, my mind may be a little different. Maybe if somebody watches this and sees that I think different, or I'm different, or whatever, I don't know. I don't know what I look like to you. I don't even know what I look like to me, because I don't really like to look at myself all that much anyway. Self-analyze, whatever. I am what I am. God said that I am that I am. I'm not God. I'm just saying Popeye said it too. I'm built a certain way, and I'm built a certain way for a certain reason, and I think I know the reasons. I don't know all the reasons, but I'm here to provoke thought. And so I haven't been able to do my job a lot here lately. I don't seem to get any positive feedback, I guess you might say, or even negative feedback, or feedback at all. I put things out there, and I might get a thumbs up, like, or whatever. Oh, that was a good comment, but there's so much more that I'd like to share that would be beneficial to billions of people. Billions. I mean, if everybody knew all the stuff that my wife and I know, it would solve probably, I don't know, 80% of the world's problems. You've always got sin, you've always got narcissism, things like that. But a lot of this is communication, education, application, perseverance, honesty. But we can't. Whatever reason. There's a lot of people maybe out there that can. I don't hear about those. I hear about all the ones that can't, or don't, or won't. And they end up in bad ways, even worse than what some people might. Like, some people could look at our life right here, right now, and think, oh, those poor people. And other people can look at us and say, wow, those guys got it made. Imagine. And everything in between. So the guy that's way up there in La La Land can look down at us and go, man, that sucked to be that poor. And there's people that are way poorer than us. I mean, by choice or not, whatever, I don't know, but they look at us, not that I want this, but with envy, because, oh, wow, look what they got. It's like, well, this is all hard-won situation here in both directions, because we've rejected the La La Land, and we also reject the idea that we're absolutely worthless. We have a value here. We know that because God has told us that through His Word, through His gift of Jesus Christ, that we're fearfully and wonderfully made, designed, and put here for a purpose. And if we don't find that purpose, there is no satisfaction here. It's all ash. It becomes ash. I know. I've done so many things, whether it be just living life in the corporate world, or living in tropical locations with $500,000 condos, or having my own business and being semi-successful, but not, never the millionaire status, never barely broke $100,000 in 1 year, one time. I mean, for woo. And that was a big kick in the pants when the tax man came, because there was nothing left. And so anyway, and refinancing to live that fabulous lifestyle, and living under loads of debt, slavery. And so we slowly, and fitfully sometimes, came out of Babylon, and we're still stuck dealing with Babylonian bull, but we are not as under their authority as a lot of people. Getting back to the American Murderers Association, these humans out here think that they're there for their benefit, and so they clamor for that attention. And actually, some of that is this attention. These older people have got nobody and nothing, so they go to doctors near daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly, and listen to everything the doctor says and try to, the doctor says I need to do the doctor. I got to put on stat. I need to be blood thinners. And the doctor never says anything about what else you can do besides taking a pill to fix it. And people are clamoring for pills to fix their problems that their lifestyle is causing. How do we know this? We've done the experiments. We've seen it live for 6 years at a wellness institute, where we started bringing people in. We were just support team at the time, but we saw as people would come in with all manner of disease, their lifestyle has made them miserable, and they don't even understand it's their lifestyle that was doing it. Because when they come and stay with us for 2 weeks, whether it be here when we get this going, or the place that we came from, LifelineWellnessInstitute.org. Look it up, LifelineWellnessInstitute.org, all one word. And you'll see, it'll take you to the website where they show you what they are about and what they do. And I don't think they publish all the results there, but they should. Stage 4 cancer, tumors the size of golf balls disappear in 2 weeks without any surgery or anything. I mean, people come in with a bag full of all manner of medications. By the time the 2 weeks is over, or by the time they work through all the things, there's layers that's got to peel off. But by the time they're done with the program, following the protocols, they're not on any drugs anymore. Zero. No drugs. Oh my. After the doctor said I had to have these the rest of my life, and here within 2 weeks to 6 months, depending upon what you have to do to take off this without causing harm. It's causing harm while you're doing it, but it will cause even more harm if you pull off too fast on some of these things. We know that. But the idea is that you don't need drugs. All you need is what God gave us, which is every year bearing seed, and the rest of the protocols, which was working in the garden, which is out in nature. You're getting air, breathing oxygen, you're getting exercise, you're bending over, you're pulling weeds, you're moving your body like it was meant to. And so you're drinking water because you're thirsty. You're getting sun, which is on your skin, and even infrared through your clothes, and you're getting vitamin D, and you're getting things science hasn't even begun to understand yet, from participating in God's holistic, symbiotic construct here that man is destroying wholesale for profit and power. And we could actually be just fine without any government whatsoever. Granted, God has a government, and God has people in his, I ain't gonna say hierarchy, because we're all equal plane, but we're all meant to work together in more of a, the words and definitions are so messed up now. I mean, you say communal, it goes to communism. Well, communism is a completely different thing than God. It's not communism. It's we all do the best for ourselves and everybody else in a symbiotic nature so that we cause no harm. There's a balance to it. We don't reach out and take more than we need to survive and thrive. But the idea that people need billions and billions of dollars or millions of dollars or access multiple vacation homes and the excess and the giant SUV vehicles and a lot of excess. And again, that's from training, and ego, and unfortunately low self-esteem, because we all want bigger, better, badder, to show everybody else how successful we are. Well, I feel more successful here, owning virtually nothing. I don't own the land I'm on, although it's in my name. I can't sell it, but it's in my name, so somebody can't take it and push us off like they have been pushing us around for the last whatever. We get moved around because we didn't have any legal standing to be anywhere. Well, here we can be here and nobody can say anything. Somebody can decide they want to build these AI data centers here probably, or something like that, and that might be a push. But even then, I'd shrug my shoulders and just walk away from it, because we've walked away from everything so many times. It's like old hat to us. We can start from scratch because, one, God has trained us to have faith and given us skills and given us access to people that can help us, or even like when there was no people or I need something. Sometimes there's something in the ditch over here. I prayed for something I needed. It's in the ditch. It's happened several times. I'm not kidding. Jobless and homeless. Okay, well, I'm a combat veteran. I've never tried to push for any of my benefits because we were all right. I didn't need any help. We could figure it out. Well, when everything went to pot in 2020, and as well as me and I'm getting older now, so I've had a lot of stack up over the years, and all of a sudden I've got issues, and now I can't do anything for long periods of time as the world expects you to. I can still have some intellect. I got holes in my brain, so I forget stuff. But I still have an intellect where I can solve problems. It just takes me longer sometimes. I have to start over sometimes. I make mistakes. I don't have the physical strength to be able to do things, even though, I look like I'm pretty fit, but I just don't have the stamina, or I can't do a lot of things. So anyway, but God has allowed for us to be able to be okay. It took some time. I had to go to jail even. And that's a whole other story, but there was horrors in our life that actually on the other end, like in Job, God does something to balance out the equation, so to speak. So if you're going through a bad time right now, know that God's got something good for you in the future. He makes up for the misery with what I call attaboys, attaboy, attagirl. Like, here, I'm going to help you out. You endured that. You need some help. And I'm not saying that he purposely wants to work like this, but it's to do with the nature of this world, the legalities of this world, with Satan and him arguing over who really owns the planet. God's going to show him and everybody else on his side, and confused about whose side they're on. Pretty soon, what the fix is, and it's going to be burning this whole entire planet to nothingness, to what's called the abusos, the abyss, the pre-Foreman void. It's going to be a big melted black rock, and no sun, no moon, not everything. It's going to be nothing. There's going to be it'll be like an eternal blackness. And it's actually meant to be a prison for Satan and his demons here while we're up in heaven 1,000 years, looking over the books as the jury receives all the jury. We're the jury. We're down here. We actually have some firsthand knowledge of what's involved in this trial, this great controversy between God and Satan, basically Christ and Satan. That there's an adversarial situation, a hostage situation, where this entire planet has been held hostage by Satan for 6,000 years now. And so we're at the end of the 6,000 years, and Satan now knows this time is very short. You can't look around and tell me that this entire planet is total chaos, mess. Nobody knows what the heck they're doing. Everybody thinks they know what they're doing, and they're just making everything worse. And so, anyway, and to include a manipulation of God's designs to the point to where pre-flood that was being done, God said enough's enough. He erased the world and started over. Well, there is another starting over point. We're going to be erased by fire. The entire world's going to burn. The wicked will be turned to ash. Satan and his demons get delivered 1,000 years. There's a second resurrection after we come down into the 1,000 years, where the wicked, the people that did not want what God wanted to have for them, all the people that argued about God and who God was and didn't have the faith to even try and test to see that he was good, which we're here, we've tested it, we've seen it, we're not wealthy, but we're okay. You know what I mean? I've got a roof over my head, I've got shoes on my feet, I've got clothes. Again, the clothes I'm wearing are out of dumpsters, pretty much free. Except for the shoes, which even God has ways of working that stuff out. But where was I going with this? Losing my train of thought. I don't mean to, but there's that hole in the brain thing. I got sidetracked, and now I'm trying to come back to center. So, I don't know what to do anymore, so I pray to God for guidance, wisdom, motivation to do things. And even today I didn't. I was like, man, I just don't have the motivation to even do anything. I've been wanting to make a video for a while, and I stared at this phone for probably an hour before I could even start, and I'm like, well, there's nothing to look at here. I mean, I could show you stuff, but I'm not here for show and tell. I'm here to try to impart some, what I'll call wisdom from living, and leave it at that. And so take it or leave it. It's all yours if you want it. If you don't want it, it don't matter. And I'm just doing, like I said, what I feel motivated to do. So, good day. God bless. Let me know if I can do something for you.